we both thank you very much on behalf of our respective institutions and the communities that they serve for being here for this very important and historic moment for Sutter Health, Santa Clara University, and frankly, the future of medical education. Today marks a bold step forward in how we prepare the next generation of physicians, grounded in human-centered care, real-world learning, and the evolving needs of healthcare. It also reflects Sutter Health's broader commitment to advancing medical education, research, and academic collaboration across our system and through key cherished partnerships like the ones that we're inaugurating here today with Santa Clara. We're honored to be joined by healthcare leaders, university leaders, elected officials, Santa Clara City and County staff, philanthropic partners, students, and community members who will be instrumental in bringing this vision to life. I'd like at this moment, however, to pause to acknowledge that, as is true always and forever, we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us and on their collective contributions and sacrifices. I think we want to acknowledge that Santa Clara sits on the land of the Ohlone and Muwekma Ohlone people who trace their ancestry through Mission Dolores, Santa Clara, and San Jose. We remember their connection to this region and give thanks for the opportunity to live, work, learn, and pray on their traditional homeland. Let's take a moment of silence to pay respect to their elders, to all Ohlone people, past and present.
Thank you, Conrad. Welcome, everybody. Throughout today's program, we'll hear more about the vision behind this important partnership and about what it could mean for healthcare and medical education across our region. This partnership brings together two organizations with a shared commitment to service, innovation, and preparing future physician leaders. In recognition and in honor of this partnership, I went into my closet and I found a teal shirt with a Santa Clara red tie. I gotta say, I think it looks pretty good together.
You're firing on all cylinders.
We are grateful to all of you for being here to celebrate this meaningful occasion alongside us. To begin the day, we're honored to welcome Bishop Cantu, Bishop of the Diocese of San Jose, for the blessing. Bishop Cantu.
I looked in my closet but didn't find a teal shirt. My apologies. I invite us to prayer. O divine physician, you who brought healing to a broken world, so as to show us that the kingdom of God is about life and the fullness of life. Today, we ask your presence to bless, sanctify, and guide the efforts in this new medical school, that those who engage in this school might learn to bring healing to the whole person, that the patient's dignity and personhood might be respected, honored, and protected in the treatment of their illnesses. May students who learn the science of medicine in this institution learn that they not only treat illnesses, but persons with families, with histories, cultures, hopes, and dreams. Most merciful Father, you created humanity as mind, body, and soul, when we treat people to bring them healing through the medical sciences, may we always acknowledge their personhood and dignity, as well as the context in which they live, so that when they return to their families and homes, they are not simply restored physically, but their hope strengthened, their dignity solidified. Bless these efforts. May they come to fruition so that the poor, the stranger, the ill and dispossessed might find hope and healing in mind, body, and spirit by the care and concern of those educated here. We ask this in your sacred name. Amen.
Thank you, Bishop Cantu. Partnerships in moments like this are only possible through shared vision, leadership, and long-term commitment. We're honored to celebrate the many leaders and partners who helped us bring this vision forward to this point. Please join me in welcoming Pat Blake, Chair of Sutter Health's Board of Directors, who will then be followed by Larry Sensini, Chair of the Santa Clara University's Board of Trustees. Pat.
Good morning, and thank you, Conrad. On behalf of the Sutter Health Board, including many of my colleagues who are here today, I'm absolutely honored to be here for this significant moment for both our organizations. It's one that's rooted in a shared commitment to advancing healthcare, medical education, and innovation. As a board, we are extremely proud to support Sutter Health's not-for-profit mission, as well as its long-term vision. This means investing in physician training, strengthening our relationships and partnerships with academic organizations, advancing research, and expanding access to high-quality care across the communities that we serve. Today's announcement, it reflects thoughtful collaboration and sustained efforts between Sutter Health and Santa Clara University. It represents not only what we've built together, but what we are setting in motion for the future of care and those who will deliver it. We are very, very grateful to the many individuals whose leadership and dedication have brought us to this point. Very grateful, congratulations. And now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce Larry Sensini, Chair of Santa Clara University's Board of Trustees. Larry.
Well, thanks, Pat. It's really an honor for me to chair the Board of Trustees. We have the pleasure of a very dedicated group, an enthusiastic group, very committed to this university. 175 years ago, Santa Clara became the first university in the state of California. What has always impressed me has been the mission of this university. The mission to not only educate the whole person, but to teach integrity, ethics, and character, and also to teach the importance of service to not only our students, but service to our community. I stand before you today to say that that mission is fully enhanced by our new partnership with Sutter Health. Together, what we are going to do is expand healthcare in our community. We're going to give our students an opportunity to learn medical disciplines. And many of our students today are very excited about this. We have about 700 of them already who are pursuing pre-health majors or programs, just demonstrating the enthusiasm on the campus. We see it every day in our graduate programs, whether it be business, engineering, psychology, counseling, theology. We know healthcare is also going to be a very important part of our new Center of Distinction, the Cunningham Shoquist Center for Applied Artificial Intelligence and Human Potential. The benefactor, Santa Clara trustee, NVIDIA executive, and alumna, Deb Shoquist, could not be here today, but I'm pleased to acknowledge her leadership in this Center of Distinction. It comes at a great time and a great need, and it is now our 4th Center of Distinction to demonstrate how we are moving forward on our mission. We know that artificial intelligence is transforming and disrupting our world. It's critical as a university that we be prepared to really teach our students and get them comfortable and excited and passionate to see the benefits and also develop the guardrails of the downside of any technology. Located in Silicon Valley, we are uniquely situated. We're part of the ecosystem of Silicon Valley. I've seen this valley developed over 60 years, and the role of university is critical. And together with Sutter Health, we are going to basically reinvent the future of healthcare. We're going to take care of our students, and we're going to use technology to enhance healthcare for our community. It's exciting to be at the university today. As many of you know, we have 3 major developments going on. We are moving our Jesuit School of Theology from Berkeley to our campus to be more integrated with our philosophy and our Jesuit principles. We are launching the Cunningham Shoquist Artificial Intelligence Center. What a great time to do that. Our students are going to be passionate for it. And today's announcement with Sutter Health, we further a rich learning environment for our students. We offer a new discipline to enhance their education and their life and the life of our community. And of course, all of this positions Santa Clara to become the world's leading Jesuit university. We look forward to working with Sutter Health to make history, but we're both going to make a difference, an important difference. Now, to do a project like this, you need help. You need benefactors. And boy, do we have them. I'm very proud to bring to the stage Mary and Mark Stevens and their family. They have been great supporters and benefactors to this university, and I think they have a few things to say. Mary?
Thank you, Larry, for your kind words. Thank you. All right. Good morning, and thank you all for coming out on this beautiful Friday. Today is a great day to be a Bronco. And an even better day to be a Sutter Health patient. And I will tell you why shortly. But first, I'd like to introduce to you my esteemed husband, Mark Stevens. Our 3 children, Sky, Samantha, and Sean. Also, I want to thank my family from Portland who made it the trip down to support and celebrate with us. My mom, Virginia Matthews, my sister Molly, Roger, and my cousin Sue. I'd be nothing without my family, so I am grateful they're here today. And I must give a big shout out to my mom, who is turning 95 this month. She clearly, she clearly did not get the memo on slowing down. My dad has passed away, but knowing him, he's already up there. He's already announced it. He's told everyone in the room of what we're announcing today, and boy, he sure would be very, very proud if he was here with us. Ooh, God, sorry about that. So everything in life is a series of small events that shape who we are and what we do later in life. I was blessed to be with a great childhood growing up in Portland, Oregon, and was very fortunate to attend Santa Clara University. At Santa Clara University, I met lifelong friends and prepared for a successful career in commercial real estate. In Silicon Valley, this is where I met my husband, where we raised our 3 kids, and where we met many of our close friends, several of whom are here today. Sutter Health has been there for me every step and fall along the way, literally. Sutter Health entered my life during my professional career. Bart Lawley, class of 1959, was both Mark's and my doctor. Now, Dr. Terry Nauenberg, who I really appreciate taking the time to be here, is my medical confidant and our family doctor. And I use the word family doctor because she shows empathy, she's personable, and she really takes the time to understand your health concerns. We need more physicians just like Dr. Terry Nauenberg. We are incredibly blessed and fortunate to be in a position to give back to this community. We may have moved to Steamboat Springs, Colorado, but Silicon Valley still has a firm grip on our hearts, and apparently our checkbooks too. We continue to actively invest, support, and fuel many of the nonprofits here in Silicon Valley. But what I am going to announce is a legendary announcement for our family. It's a very big and meaningful moment. And it will be very meaningful for the community at large. So I know you didn't all come out here on a Friday just for the coffee and to listen to my childhood upbringing. So I want to share that we are immensely honored, humbled, and overwhelmed to announce, ironically, Larry, after mentioning, $175 million lead gift for the new Mark and Mary Stevens School of Medicine, a collaboration between Sutter Health and Santa Clara University. Thank you all.
Wow, it's already on the building. Whoa. You people at Sutter Health work fast. I love this. Whoa. Wow. What an incredible moment. What an incredible moment for Santa Clara University, for Sutter Health, and for this community. Mark and Mary, we cannot express how profoundly grateful we are to you for your remarkable gift. What you have unveiled today is more than a gift. It's more than a name, and it's more than a beautiful logo. It is a bold and transformational investment in both Sutter Health and Santa Clara University, and in the future of healthcare, physician education, and the communities we both serve. Sutter Health and Santa Clara University are so honored to have your name on our School of Medicine. You have been longtime supporters and truly embody the values and standards of both of our organizations. Mary and Mark, this is a tremendous milestone in the history of Santa Clara University. Our 175 years, I'm not sure of any more significant milestones, and I know it's a significant milestone in the history of Sutter Health. And it would not be possible without your extraordinary vision and generosity. So because of you, we celebrate 3 firsts today, 3 historic firsts. Number 1, the gift. Mark and Mary, your $175 million foundational gift to create the Stevens School of Medicine is the largest gift in the history of Santa Clara University and the history of Sutter Health. It also is the largest ever cash gift to a Catholic university in the whole country. So thank you again. Number 2 is in terms of historic first. Once in over 100 years, the Stevens School will be the first new medical school granting Doctor of Medicine degrees established in California's Greater Bay Area in more than 100 years. So think about that. As California experiences a severe physician shortage, we're opening new pathways to train doctors, physicians who will lead with their values. And number 3, a unique and powerful partnership. The partnership between Sutter Health and Santa Clara University is among the first in its kind, bringing together a nationally recognized healthcare system and a leading national Jesuit Catholic university. Together, Sutter Health and Santa Clara, we share a bold vision for a world-class medical school. We share the humanistic values that center it, and we share a commitment to excellence and innovation required for its success. So, with all these firsts, where is this school going to be? Right behind us is the school's future campus, right here in the heart of Silicon Valley. When completed, it's being built out, the 82,000 square foot facility will include classrooms, simulation labs, an anatomy lab, collaboration spaces, and more. And this location matters. This location, we are just down the road from Sutter's West Santa Clara campus, where Sutter Health will be opening a major new medical center. This means our students will be educated in a working healthcare system, giving them real-world experience from day one. Also, actually from where my car is parked at Santa Clara and where I parked it today is 4.4 miles. We are just under 5 miles from Santa Clara University's historic Mission campus. This is intentional. We intend for the new medical school to be integrated with the rest of the graduate programs at Santa Clara University, with our student services, and of course with our new Center for Applied AI and Human Potential. We intend to bring the entire resources of our university to integrate with this wonderful new School of Medicine. So why is Santa Clara doing this? Why is Santa Clara starting a School of Medicine after 175 years? Well, in our new strategic plan, Impact 2030, we included the goal of launching a School of Medicine. We wanted to make a bold step into the healthcare sector, a sector that is one of the most important and growing sectors in our country. The vision was to meet this moment at a very important inflection point, both for healthcare delivery and technological change. Our current healthcare system, As good as it is, we all know, it is not adequately prepared to serve the needs of our country's growing, aging, and multicultural population. At the same time, artificial intelligence and other technological advances are penetrating the healthcare sector faster and deeper than any other sector in our economy. Our new partnership will prepare doctors for the healthcare future that's unfolding, not the one that is past. It is a partnership that is designed to reset medical education for where it increasingly has to be. A partnership that will be centered in innovation and technology, in service to humanity, in whole person care, care for the physical, mental, emotional, and social well-being of our patients, and in keeping patients and their communities well. This will be an innovative approach to medical education born right here in Silicon Valley. Here, teaching will be grounded in Santa Clara's Jesuit tradition. In our tradition, we are committed to service. We are committed to being people for and with others. We are committed to leading lives that further the common good. And we are committed to keeping those needs of the whole person front and center. This school will position Santa Clara University to realize its full potential of being the leading Jesuit university in the world. So as I close, I would like to acknowledge many whose hard work and dedication over several years brought us to this moment today. This moment today didn't begin last year, the year before, it began the year before that. It took a lot of people's dedication, commitment, and taking on a second job when they already had a first one. So first, I want to thank the Sutter Health Board of Directors for their support of this. I want to thank CEO Warner Thomas for his commitment to having a School of Medicine. And I want to thank Warner's leadership team, who I know he will thank as well individually. But they have become our close friends, and we have so enjoyed working with them. Of course, I want to thank the Santa Clara University Board of Trustees. Just like any good board, you asked a lot of questions. And you didn't just say, oh, that's a wonderful idea, let's go do it. You had many good and penetrating questions. And you forced us to think through every issue and to really plan with Sutter Health a stronger medical school. So I want to thank you. I want to thank in particular Larry Somsini, our chair, Molly Joseph, our vice chair, and Steve Sordello, our chair of our finance committee. There's Steve. Because these three members of our board not only had to wrestle with us in every board meeting, every retreat about this, but those three members met with me and my leadership team every week to talk about this and read every document as we went through this process. And then finally, I have to thank my leadership team and members across the university. I'm very blessed to be a leader at Santa Clara University, and I currently work with the best leadership team I've ever worked with or worked for. And I just want to single out a few who have been on this journey for the whole 3 years. And these are the ones that have been here from the beginning and really imagining a School of Medicine, developing and creating it with our Santa Clara partners. First, from our provost office, Jim Glazier and Ed Ryan, our provost and vice provost, our CFO, Wilson Garone, and our general counsel, Kelly Douglas. All of our leadership team has worked on this, but some of us have been working longer than others and have truly taken on a second job for several years. And one more expression of sincere appreciation for Mark and Mary Stevens for their vision and faith in our two wonderful organizations. And as we now embark on a multi-year accreditation process, we look forward to you joining all of us back here, except probably in the building behind me, in a few years, where we will host our first white coat ceremony and welcome our first class of future physicians. Thank you.
Thank you so much, President Sullivan, for your remarks and for your leadership through this incredible process. It has been a several-year process to get to this point. This is the finish line for that process. And we have a starting line. We're going to celebrate crossing this finish line, and we're going to then get ready for the starting line, which is right in front of us. That starting line is really the beginning of our planning for accreditation of the school. And as we look to the future of physician education and training, getting ready for that accreditation is just a very, very large and important project. Dr. Lindsay Mazzotti and I are co-chairing the curriculum committee that will be preparing for that very rigorous process that LCME will be putting us through. Dr. Mazzotti is the Chief Medical Officer of Medical Education and Science at Sutter Health. She is the Planning Dean of the Mark and Mary Stevens School of Medicine, and she's my really excellent partner in this super exciting project. Lindsay.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm delighted to be here and touched to be here. Good morning. What we've unveiled here today is truly amazing. It is an incredibly meaningful moment for Sutter Health, for Santa Clara University, and for the future of physician education. We're delighted to share this news. Thank you so much to the Stevens family. This is unprecedented and just amazing. Thank you. As many of you know, this is the beginning of the next stage of this journey. As we think about developing physicians, you know that the road to becoming a doctor is a long, long journey. It's many years. At times, it can be very grueling. It can be quite competitive. It can be filled with self-doubt and exhaustion. But the journey to becoming a physician is transformative because the practice of medicine, for all of us, and for me especially, is full of purpose and beauty and awe. Hippocrates said, wherever the art of medicine is loved, there is also a love of humanity. And the true practice of medicine is not just a science, but a compassionate act of care that is truly rooted in a deep love for people. Santa Clara, Sutter Health, and our future faculty are committed to walking alongside our future students on the journey to becoming doctors, not just to become excellent clinicians, but to help shape compassionate, resilient, thoughtful human beings who will care for our patients and our communities for generations to come. This partnership is a natural fit right now for Sutter Health. We have been strategically involved in growing our graduate medical education programs, which are residency and fellowship programs for physicians, over this decade and into 2030s. By the end of 2027, we expect to train nearly 600 residents and fellows across 40 accredited programs throughout Northern California, in urban areas, in underserved areas, in rural areas, within our communities. And so we're on top of that infrastructure that we've developed. We're creating tremendous faculty depth and expertise, and a clinical learning environment that's needed to support this next generation of physician education. The Stevens School of Medicine represents an extension of that commitment because our medical students will be able to partner and learn from our residents and fellows, our faculty, our research initiatives, and a coordinated patient care system across Northern California. And it won't just be here in the beautiful school that President Sullivan mentioned behind us, but out and in the communities, the hospitals, the clinics where we serve our patients from the very beginning. And that means here in the Bay Area, as well as the Sacramento Valley and the Central Valley, our students have the most incredible playground, honestly, to learn medicine, to practice medicine, and to grow their wisdom in their practice. The diverse environments that they serve in are technologically enabled, they're collaborative, they're research-driven, and mostly they're really about taking care of people. They will be training in teams. They will have longitudinal relationships with doctors and mentors and other healthcare professionals and with their patients, who are their greatest teachers. And they will learn empathy alongside anatomy. They will learn communication alongside clinical reasoning. And they will learn adaptability alongside scientific discovery. For our region in Northern California, this is an incredible opportunity, and it comes at an important moment, because while we are the home to many world-class academic institutions, this is a very important time to showcase and to experience what it means to be learning in a healthcare system, not in an ivory tower, not removed from the day-to-day practice of patient care, but rather really embracing Sutter Health and the training environment that we're providing. I'm delighted to be here. I want to thank you so much for all of your support and all of the support that you've given to us. It is a true pleasure and really an honor to be here, so thank you so much. I'd now like to welcome to the stage Seti Asazadeh, who is going to share a student perspective. Seti is a second-year public health student. She is a Posse Scholar from Mission Viejo, California, originally. 2 years ago, Santa Clara University began a partnership with the Posse Foundation to increase access for diverse students from the Los Angeles area who have strong leadership potential. Posse's innovative model identifies and trains pre-collegiate students who, upon acceptance into this amazing program, receive support for successful college and career placement experiences. Seti is one of the first Posse, she's a member of the first Posse cohort of 10 students from Santa Clara University. Her goal is to earn an MD and an MBA and to specialize in the future in pediatrics. We need more pediatricians, so that's fabulous news. Please join me in welcoming Seti.
Thank you, Dr. Mazzotti. Before college, during COVID, my understanding of medicine started to shift. When my dad became ill, I stepped into a caregiving role and had to navigate a healthcare system I didn't fully understand. I saw how quickly responsibilities shift and how overwhelming care can become, both for the patient and for the entire family. And that experience is what drew me to study public health here at Santa Clara University. At Santa Clara, I found the language to understand what I had seen. I learned that health is not just shaped by biology, but by social drivers, by whether care fits into people's everyday lives. And through Cura Personalis, I learned that caring for someone means seeing the person as a whole and not just their condition. That perspective became even more real during my internship at the Children's Hospital of Orange County. In the pediatric ICU, I saw a lot of children relying on feeding tubes and kept coming back to one question: what happens to those kids when they go home? I learned that many families were expected to continue care in ways that didn't always fit into their daily lives. From there, instead of just wanting to practice medicine, I started asking how care could be designed differently, how it could be better supporting patients beyond just the hospital. I was inspired to pursue a minor in healthcare innovation and design and began developing a pediatric feeding device concept, which I presented at the hospital's Grand Rounds Conference. Through that experience, I realized that medicine isn't just about knowledge. It's about building solutions that actually work in real life. As Santa Clara and Sutter Health continue to build towards this future medical school, I'm excited about the possibility of contributing to a medical community that values innovation, compassion, and human connection equally. Because that's the kind of physician I want to become. It isn't just someone who treats an illness, but someone who helps make care more accessible, more effective, and more human. And thank you.
I want to share that Seti and I had an opportunity to talk a little bit before we got started here today, and remembering back to times when I participated in teaching as a resident and a fellow medical students at my alma mater. No matter how tough the day or the call night had been, when you're interacting with somebody who has the very sparkle in their eyes that you can see in Seti's eyes, and I invite you to say hello and take it in for yourself. It's a joyous uplift. And the idea that we're going to do that at scale in transgenerational time here is beyond overwhelming. Well, now I'd like to ask you to please join me in welcoming California Assemblymember Patrick Ahrens. Assemblymember Ahrens represents the 26th Assembly District in the heart of Silicon Valley, including Cupertino, Santa Clara, Sunnyvale, and portions of San Jose. We are truly honored to have him here, and I'd like to welcome you to the stage.
Well, hi, Santa Clara. How are we all doing? And isn't it good to be hopeful about something for a change in the world? That's exactly what is getting me out of bed this morning, is really getting to work with incredible leaders, Warners, everyone here at Sutter, to be joined by an amazing university who's doing cutting-edge work, not resting on our laurels, but really diving into meeting the moment of where California needs to be. I have a bunch of remarks, but I am going to throw those out, I'm sorry, to my staff. And I'll just simply say this. I'm a freshman legislator. Never did I think it would be possible for someone like me to represent the state legislature in my hometown in Santa Clara, to be working with the visionary leadership of the university and the hospital, and the visionary leadership of the Santa Clara City Council with Mayor Gilmore and the council who are here to work on trying to help solve these problems. Many of those who know me know that before I got elected, my twin brother passed away from terminal cancer, didn't get the type of health care that could have prevented his demise. And it was the advancements that we're working on in AI and the advancements that this commitment makes that is going to help so many other patients in need of the stark healthcare gaps that we're talking so much about. So Mark and Mary, your reach, your impact has touched my life and so many others that you will never meet. And for that, we are truly grateful. Thank you. And that journey of those health challenges and gaps from my family led me to run for the legislature. It is what led me to be selected by the Speaker to serve on the Health Committee. It is what led me to author legislation to streamline our regulations so we can build our Sutter Hospital quicker in the state of California. We used to build things in this state, but we are again. We will again, and it will start here at the epicenter of innovation. It will start here in Silicon Valley, thanks to Sutter and Santa Clara University. And on behalf of the state legislature, I am so honored to have a presentation here that Assemblymember Mark Berman and myself have authored this resolution to commemorate the Mark and Mary Stevens School of Medicine. This is not real gold because the state doesn't have any money, but it is nice. And it is larger than the other presentation resolutions I'm sure you'll get. But it's not a competition, but if it was, But thank you, Mark and Mary. Thank you to the leadership of the university. Thank you, Warner, for your visionary leadership. Let's continue to keep investing in Silicon Valley, and let's show the world what we can do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pat, and thank you for your remarks and your leadership. And I would now like to welcome to the stage Assemblymember Mark Berman. Mr. Berman represents the 23rd Assembly District, which includes Menlo Park, Palo Alto, Mountain View, and portions of San Jose and Los Altos.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Well, thanks so much. My colleague Patrick is a tough act to follow, but I'll do my best. And as I was sitting here listening to Larry and the president talk about how Santa Clara University is going to be the best Jesuit university in the world, I was getting a little conflicted because I went to that small Jesuit university on the East Coast. But my little brother went to Santa Clara University, so go Broncos. I'm Mark Berman. I'm honored to represent the 23rd Assembly District in the California State Assembly. I also serve as the chair of the Business and Professions Committee, where we oversee professional licensing, consumer protection, and the regulation of industries, occupations, and professions across California, including that of our healthcare workforce. So I'm especially pleased to join Sutter Health and Santa Clara University today for this historic announcement. What makes today's partnership so powerful is the opportunity it creates, both for the next generation of physicians and for the communities that they and we all serve. So I want to recognize Mark and Mary for your extraordinary generosity and the vision that made this day possible. Your $175 million commitment toward the creation of this medical school is the largest gift ever made to either institution, as was mentioned before. California is projected to need more than 10,000 additional primary care providers by 2030. Yet we continue to rank 43rd in the nation in medical students per capita. And this is an issue that me and my committee talk about on a weekly basis. So the launch of this school opens new pathways for students across our region to pursue careers in medicine right here at home, grounded in innovation, in service, and patient-centered care. But medical school alone is not enough. We also need more residency and postgraduate training opportunities, which is why the partnership with Sutter is so important, so that talented young physicians who want to stay in California are not forced to leave to continue their training. So just once again, congratulations to everybody involved for this really historic day, the first medical school in the Bay Area in over 30 years. This is going to make a huge difference in our communities, and I'm eternally grateful. Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much to Assembly Members Ahrens and Berman. If you'll indulge me for just a moment, I have to share that I have been incubating and nurturing the vision of being part of a team that might bring a medical school into existence for well over a decade. And it is important to have faith and invest hope and put your shoulder behind the wheel of efforts to try and bring something to fruition. But at the end of the day, it really takes a catalyst to come into the environment, to join in that belief, and to move the mountains of will, of trust, and of dedication that creates an atmosphere where people in a healthcare delivery system can think differently. And I would say think better. So to close today's program, it is my honor to introduce who within Sutter Health and in my career at Sutter Health is and has been that catalyst. Warner Thomas, the president and CEO of Sutter Health. Under his leadership, Sutter Health has continued advancing a long-term vision that brings together medical education, physical training, virtual training,
a commitment to research and continuous learning, and patient care in new and meaningful ways. Today's announcement reflects not only a bold investment in the future of physician education, but also Sutter Health's broader commitment to that continuous learning, academic growth, innovation, and partnership. Please join me in welcoming Warner to the stage.
Thanks, Conrad. Appreciate it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Lots of tough acts to follow here. It's great to be with everybody this morning. It's as you kind of sit there and just kind of soak it in, it's a little hard to believe, you know? It really is. And I want to thank our Assembly members, Ahrens and Berman, for what you guys do. A lot of people criticize politicians, but I always say, why don't you run? And then they become quiet, and they don't talk about it anymore. So we appreciate what you do. Mark and Mary, I think Mary used the word legendary. Today this is a legendary, situation, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But we can't thank you enough for what you've done. Let's give them a big round of applause. Big thank you. These things do not happen without leadership, and I want to say that Board Chair Larry Cincini and President Julie Sullivan, they've done an incredible job with the support of the Santa Clara Board. Thank you. Let's give them a big round of applause. Certainly, Pat Blake, our board chair, and several of our board members that are here. When we talked about this, lots of times people think of big organizations as being a bad thing. You want big organizations to be able to take big swings, and this is a big swing, and it's really the courage of this board to do it. So, Pat and the board, thank you. And then to our Sutter team members, Conrad and Lindsay, who did a great job up here, and then Leon Clark, who works in our academic, as our leader, administrative leader there. You guys have done a great job, so let's give them a big thank you, a big round of applause. So at Sutter, we take care of 3.6 million people every year. That's 1 in every 100 people in America. And when we wake up every day and think about that, we understand there's a huge responsibility that comes with that, to make sure that we change and save lives, and we do it in the best and safest way possible. But at the center of that are physicians. Our physicians are the engine of Sutter Health. And I remember when I came to Sutter 3.5 years ago, meeting with our physician leaders, that wherever the physicians go, wherever our physician groups go, that's where Sutter goes. And we've really tried to build that relationship and continue to nurture it and help them be successful. But the reality is, going to the Assembly members' comments, is that we have a huge shortage of physicians. In America, about 100,000 shortage of physicians in America. And if you look at California, we have the largest physician shortage here, estimated to be about 37,000 over the next 5 to 7 years. And what that means is that people have to wait. We see people waiting weeks and weeks and weeks to be seen. And we've really tried to tackle this at Sutter Health with expanding and adding more ambulatory locations, about 40 over the past couple of years. We've hired over 2,000 more physicians in the past 3 years, but it's not enough. It's not enough. I mean, we still see incredible demand from patients needing to be cared for. Patrick, like your brother, needing the access to care, to be able to care for them. And I think that's what this is about. This is about making a difference. This is about training the next generation. This is about paying it forward. This is about making sure that we train people and train physicians the way they need to be trained for tomorrow. Trained with the right technology and knowledge around AI. I was talking to Mark a little bit about this, that none of us are probably going fast enough as organizations in this area, and certainly medical schools are not going fast enough in this area. We want to be part of that trend to really drive and do it better and do it faster. The other reality is that 60% of Californians that go to medical school leave the state. They leave the state and go elsewhere. And the likelihood that those folks are coming back here to practice is very low. And that's why we started in graduate medical education. As Lindsay said, we'll graduate over 600 folks in a few years. We started at 200 just a couple of years ago, and we've grown it to 600. We're on our way to 1,000. And that we're training people for graduate medical education because 70% of physicians stay within 70 miles of where they finish their terminal training. And that's why we started there with graduate medical education. Now, the next logical step is to look at undergraduate medical education to build a medical school. And to do that, we knew we needed a partner. We couldn't do it on our own. We needed a partner that was high quality, that was willing to have the courage to take the swing with us, and that's when we met with Larry and Julie. And I remember that day saying, I'm not sure we're there yet, but let's keep working on this. And to your credit and to the team's credit, we're here today with that vision. And really, it could not be done without the amazing generosity of Mark and Mary. And you know, it kind of it made me think of a few words. One of them is historic. It's not every day that you get to do something that hasn't been done in more than 100 years. Not every day. And I think all of us ought to just stop and reflect for 1 second as we sit here. We're doing something that hasn't been done in more than 100 years. It's pretty incredible. Scary, but incredible, okay? So I think, and once again, it happens because of the second word. And the second word is courage. When you take big swings and you go to do things that are challenging, you got to have courage. You know, it took Larry and Julie the courage to work with the board to get there. It took our leadership with Pat and our board to get there. And it took the courage of Mark and Mary to step up to do this, to have this historic day, to pay it forward so that we can train the next generation of physicians. And why is that so important? Because physicians allow us at Sutter Health to change and save lives. While we're here today, more than likely, we've delivered a new baby into this world. Likely we're treating, or actually I know we are treating someone for cancer today in many of our cancer centers across Sutter Health. Likely someone is getting a transplant right now, getting a new outlook on life while we're here. And this doesn't happen without physicians. It doesn't happen without the great work being done here each and every day. And I don't think we should take that lightly. Now, Sutter took a big swing about a year or so ago to build a new flagship campus here in Santa Clara. And you know, the medical office buildings that are behind us that the med school will be attached to is one phase of that, which started a few years ago. But the other phase is the medical center that'll be just around the corner, which will be a flagship medical center, over 300 beds. And the board, once again, getting back to a legendary move, is investing over $2 billion to build this flagship campus in Santa Clara. And we thought, what better place to have a medical school than on a new flagship campus in the heart of Silicon Valley, in the home of where AI is changing the world, to do it right here. And that's really what the Mark and Mary Stevens School of Medicine is about. It's an important step forward to train the next generation. So let's go to legendary, the word legendary. This gift is unbelievable, Mark and Mary. You know, when I heard this, I was like, you just have to sit down and go, wow, this is going to make a difference for years to come. And this is going to allow us to not just have a school of medicine, this is going to allow us to have one of the best schools of medicine in the country. And I think the thing about legendary, and I was thinking about this the other day, this school of medicine will be here 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 100 years from now. It's not often that you get to do something that's going to last forever. This is something that will last forever, and that's legendary. And I'd like you to think about, Stevens family, think about that hundreds of physicians will be graduated from this medical school and go on to take care of tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people, changing and saving their lives and making a difference so that people can have a better outlook on tomorrow. That's what legendary is about. So thank you. We'll give them another round of applause. And I'll finish on the last thing that came to mind is, you know, and I like to say, you know, when you put your head on the pillow at night, you guys need to know you made a difference, you've had a huge impact, and you're allowing us to go and change and save more lives, train more physicians, care for more patients, and really we talk about at Sutter Health, we exist patients first and people always, and you're helping to contribute to that. So thank you very much. We appreciate everybody being here today, and I've been wanting to say this all week. Let's go Broncos. Hey, you caught me like, so I didn't like wipe out on you.
Thank you, Warner. Am I on? Thank you, Warner, for your leadership through this incredible process. I did not silence my phone, and it rang while he was speaking, and it was my Sutter Health doctor, Dr. Johnson, who is spectacular. And Santa Clara University is so looking forward to working together with Sutter Health to produce more Dr. Johnsons. Conrad, you have the last word.
Well, not quite. You know, Churchill said after El Alamein that it wasn't certainly the end. It wasn't even the end of the beginning. Yeah. There's a lot more work for us to do. Well, listen, thank you, Warner. Thank you, everybody. What an incredible milestone that we've been celebrating today. It's truly been a remarkable opportunity for us to come together and to really reflect the coming together that has come before this and that will continue and persevere through all challenges, as Warner was saying, through transgenerational time as we go forward. Before we conclude, we'd like to take a moment to recognize the many individuals and partners who helped bring this vision to life and capture this defining moment together. So I'd kindly like to ask that all of the speakers, dignitaries, and partners remain nearby here, as we'll be inviting several groups to join us up here on stage and compose ourselves for a few photos. We'll begin with donors and leadership partners, please. So please join me on stage, but hang out here for a little bit, all of you who have played such an important role. And thank you for the privilege. Thank you for the privilege of having been able to be up here.
Yeah, thank you.